Hello and welcome. So last week we rescued Queen Honora from as Brendan Howe, Earl of Amaranthine, but then got captured by the forces of Tarn Logain. And so me and Alistair or Alistair and I, we are currently in a cell in Fort Drakon. Now, I mean, being the capital city, I can imagine would have dungeon because they might have enough criminals to actually warrant having an entire dungeon. Mainly, just looking at this, I'm not sure why they'd have such high ceilings, and also it looks like if I can just get up there, I can get out. And I mean, that doorway looks like you could probably support yourself in between these two and get up there. I mean, I might have difficulty given as I'm a dwarf, but the rest of us probably could. That's a kind of weird thing that when highlighting Alistair, his neck and face are not highlighted, but the rest of him is. But yeah, so we gave ourselves up willingly. Yeah. And yeah, I'm not entirely certain that was a good idea. Yeah, given his thought was fighting them would prove what they said about being that they're wardens, but then I realized Logain is willing to lie about what the Grey Wardens did, saying Grey Wardens killed King Kalen. And also employed a blood mage to try to assassinate one of his political opponents, and worked with Renton Howe. There are a large number of things. Anyway, so it'll be interesting to see how exactly we're going to get out of here, given as we aren't exactly low-profile prisoners. I mean, Alistair is probably less well known, but apparently the Sea Guard put out pictures of us enough that city guards will recognize us. I imagine that capturing us would probably be something that, in most prisons, probably a lot of people would be informed about this important prisoner, and I'm a dwarf, which means I'm going to be noticeable. So, good question: how exactly I'm going to get out? Can I actually just unlock this? I can.
Oh, trying to be tricky, are we?
As you say, it will be done.
Wow. I'm really not sure what to... That was... Wow. I did not expect that to work. I mean, how did I pick that lock? They should have taken everything from me. I should not have been able to pick the lock. I should not have anything on me. What's in here? Oh, all our stuff. Cool. Why do they have 2 layers of that? Huh. This is... Okay. Let's see what we've got.
Enemies ahead.
Again, with the incredibly high ceilings, I can't see why they do that. Yeah, they might have incredibly high ceilings for some buildings. Wait, why do they... You've got like these support pillars, but they're missing the middle section, so they aren't actually supporting anything. But, yeah, I can understand like having incredibly tall ceilings for buildings. They're supposed to be impressive, like religious buildings, walls and that such. But this is either a fortress or a prison, and I mean, yeah, you need to impress people, but you also kind of just need to have them. Yeah. Hmm? There's guard uniforms here. Put on the uniforms. What? Okay, so now we're in guard uniforms. Let's see if we two, the very should be the very recognizable prisoners, can get out of here. Given as I still have the Grey Warden. All right, Grey Warden shield on my back. Let's see. Oh. They're not hostile. Oh, what the hell.
You never see them stuck polishing the rust off the armor. Hey, are you relieving me? It's about time.
Yes, sorry I'm late.
Good. Mind the blighted chainmail? The commander will skin us both if he finds any rust.
I'm actually not sure how they, got rust off of chain armor. You know there are ways to keep it from rusting, but I'm not sure how they actually removed it. Okay. Yes, somehow.
I almost didn't make it out the mess today. Forgot the blighted password again.
That's why I write it down every day. Keep it in my pocket. I got stuck on the second floor hallway for 3 hours last week. I swear those guards are possessed by demons or something.
Excuse me while I steal everything from...
too dusty in here. The region ought to hire a maid. It's too dusty in here. The region ought to hire a maid.
What's this? Ah! You must be the new recruits we were expecting. You're late. The rest of your patrol is in the storage room. Find them and get yourselves ready for inspection.
Yes, I clearly must be a new recruit. Hang on a second. Stay here. Do 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 do. All right, let's find these recruits.
Did you need something?
I was told we should get ready for inspection.
Thank the Maker.
What are we going to do about him, though?
Is there some problem?
So the assistant quartermaster is a little miffed with us at present.
I told you we should have put those potatoes in the cellar straight away.
Some things went amiss. Mistakes were made. The quartermaster got chewed out by Tern Logain, and then he chewed out the assistant.
And now to get back at us for landing him in trouble, the assistant quartermaster won't give us our blades. And you can't pass inspection without a regulation sword.
Let me handle him.
He's down the hall in the armory.
Maker, help us.
Okay. Where's the armory? Right there. Okay. I already got rid of him. Gesundheit.
Undressed a secret girdle. He's gone.
Well, don't just stand there. Get your blade and let's report to the colonel before he gets back.
Now report back to the Colonel. I mean, don't mind why your chest there is suddenly empty. Hello, Colonel.
So, you think you're ready to go on your first patrol mission, do you?
Yes, sir.
That's what I like to hear. You there!
Yes, sir.
Stand up straight. You're a soldier in the King's army, and the King's own men don't slouch. And you!
Yes, sir.
Stop fidgeting! You can fidget on your own time!
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Kiss ours.
You there, Blondie!
Yes, sir.
What's the one thing a soldier can't do without?
What do I tell him?
Discipline.
Discipline, sir.
You're not as dumb as you look. See to it you all act like soldiers of Ferelden out there. I expect a lot of you back here by sunup. Now get out of here. And make her watch over you.
I just realized our helmets aren't the same as their helmets, this in color. It's kind of weird that for some reason our helmets went off for that scene, but theirs didn't. Anyway, off we go. Kind of weird how he wasn't informed of these two incredibly important prisoners, but you know, whatever.
A month, and already this armor doesn't fit. I got to lay off the mince pie.
Lay off the mince pie? Oh. I mean, one note, thing of note, mince pie. Mincemeat pie used to actually have meat in it. It wasn't all just vegetable, well, fruit.
Password?
Rabbit, I think.
Going on your first patrol, are you? Good luck.
Yes, thank you. Do.
Stay sharp out there.
I will do my best. I mean, kind of wondering what purpose this... Yeah, internal defenses, but I feel like this sort of siege weapon would be better, like, out on the walls to attack an invading army, and, like, in this sort of space, it'd be better to, like, defend the doors. There's sort of thing where if you're being attacked, that way you don't need as many people, and, like, you know, if someone gets injured, you can pull them back and easily replace them on the line. Alright. That is the captain's office.
It's always a proud day when a soldier takes up real duties. Andraste watch over you lot.
Okay, everyone stay. Don't mind me. Hi.
It's always a proud day when a soldier takes up real duties. Andraste watch over you lot.
Right. Oh yeah, that was another person who probably should have known about the incredibly important prisoner they have.
I'm sorry, but I'm busy right now. Come back later. I'm sorry, my child, but I'm busy right now. Come back later.
Sure. I definitely will be coming back later.
Good luck out there.
Thank you.
Good luck out there.
Little sitting room with some wine. Pleasant. Guard in full armor, but nothing on his lower legs. That seems unwise. Alright, now we go patrol the streets. Yes, for Agent Ted Located and Queen Honora. Yes. Usually go straight to Redcliffe. Well, Redcliffe's estate. I'm gonna just experimentally go to someplace else in the city, see what happens. Oh, we apparently already lost them.
It will be done.
Interesting, alright. I kind of like to think of like going on patrol and actually like going along the patrol route throughout the city and then getting into the Olive Redcliffe's place, saying, excuse me, I need to go and check on something here. Going in, changing, coming out the uniform, or like all the equipment I took for them, be like, okay, here, can you take this back to your commander, and I will not be returning. And those poor Kingsmen having to explain what happened and being like, why are there only 2 of you coming back? And they're explaining, like, yeah. So our companions, the 2 other guys, just went into the Earl Redcliffe's place. Came out in different clothes. Visit handed all the equipment back and just sent us on our way. Anyway. Do you have something? I don't remember.
This is a nice estate, isn't it? What's on your mind?
Nothing. I shouldn't have disturbed you.
It is no trouble.
And apparently there's... no comment about the fact that I was just captured. And that's the thing. It's like, where's my sword?
Maker's breath. It's good to see you in one piece, my friend.
Indeed. We have been praying for your safe return, Warden.
What happens now?
We will need to work together, and quickly. My father has gone mad. I didn't believe it at first, but he is gripped by a paranoia so severe it prevents him from seeing sense. He saw me as a threat, yet even now I'm certain he will be telling the nobles you are dangerous murderers that have kidnapped and mind-controlled me. He may even believe it.
Is there no way to reason with him?
I thought so. I'd hoped so. Hal's influence was strong. His death can only be a good thing. But even that will not be enough. I know my father, and he is committed to his course. He will see this through, no matter what. You will need ammunition come the Landsmeet, and I can help you in that regard. You have only just arrived in the city, so perhaps you are unaware of some recent events. Denerim has been in turmoil since Ostagar. Many people here are angry or grieving. Strangely, the unrest is worst in the alienage. Few elves accompanied the army. They should have little reason to be upset, which means that Hal and my father must have given them reason. I don't know what is happening there, but I am certain my father has his hands in it.
A useful lead, Honora, but you could have sent this information with your maid.
That is true. I feared for my safety as Hal's prisoner. But to tell the truth, I sent Elena to you because I hoped we might join forces. You need that evidence for the Landsmeet. But you also need a stronger candidate for the throne. You need me.
And what of Alistair?
I have no doubt Alistair is biddable enough. And decent. But even with his blood, he is no king. You think only I can see it? Not only that, Alistair is a Grey Warden. It will look like you are trying to put a Grey Warden on the throne, despite your claims. I am a neutral party, and I am already queen.
Honora, you are indeed Kaelin's widow, but...
I am the daughter of Ferelden's greatest general. Who do you think truly ruled this nation for the last 5 years? Kaelin. I am what this country needs, not an untrained king who does not even want the throne. I can help you stop my father. Consider what I have said. For now, I think I will retire to my room. Warden, when you have a moment, I ask that you speak to me in private.
Well, she's quite spirited. I remember when Loghain first brought her to Denerim. Poor Galen was a good boy, but Honora was always 2 steps ahead. Had him jumping when she snapped since the first time she batted her eyelashes. I cannot help thinking she may be trouble, but we should keep her close, all the same.
Why do you think she's trouble?
This is an alliance of convenience. For the moment, we are united against Loghain. Be careful how much trust you place in her. I do not for a moment think Honora means to give up her power easily. Still, I would rather have her where we can watch her than actively working for Loghain.
And she's single now, right?
Are you thinking you might stand a chance at courtship? It would be unseemly for her to marry so soon after Kaelin's death. She wouldn't take that risk unless it helps her secure the throne.
Maybe Alistair should marry Honora.
Are you serious? No, never mind. I don't even want to hear the rest of this. You two just keep talking about me. I'm going to stand over here with my fingers in my ears.
That would certainly solve a lot of problems, and put forth the strongest argument before the lands meet to remove Loghain from power. With Therin blood on the throne, and Honora's wisdom and popularity, Ferelden could present the most united front against the Blight. Unfortunately, the marriage would never happen, unless they both agreed to it. And I suspect that might take a lot of persuading to get past her pride and his humility.
Yes, and there might be a certain amount of ick factor from, here, marry your dead ex-husband's half-brother. I mean, I'd probably understand about why it's so important to put Merrick's son on the throne. I mean, I did just overlook my own brother being thoroughly treacherous to put a member of my family on the throne of Orzammar. Alistair doesn't know the first thing about being king.
No, I don't, which I've told both of you on many occasions. If Honora's turned against Loghain, I say let her keep the crown. It looks better on her anyway.
You're both wrong. With a few months of experience, Alistair will make a fine king. He knows how to lead troops to defend his land. He knows how to stand and fight for justice. He knows how to show compassion to those less fortunate, and how to trust to the Maker's guidance to know right from wrong. And he knows who to turn to for aid, should that training fail him. He will be fine.
I guess I'll ask this question.
Ferelden was first united by Calenhad, the Silver Knight. For 400 years, his descendants have ruled Ferelden. That was the heritage we preserved from the Orlesians. And it is the heritage I will fight for as long as one of Calenhad's descendants still lives. Without that to unite us, we could scatter back to warring Terniers.
Let's talk about something else.
We certainly have a great deal to plan.
What do you think he's doing in the alienage?
Maker knows what that man is capable of now.
I've got work to do.
Of course. If I might make a suggestion, go speak with Honora. She will either be a powerful ally or a powerful enemy, and the sooner we know which she is, the better.
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna go talk to Riordan first.
Hello again, friend. It looks as though you're no worse for wear after your stay in Fort Drakon.
Yes, escaping was very easy. Could you tell me about that vault again?
It's located just off the Market District in the northern alley past the Old Noble Tavern. I'll sketch out the code which will let you pass the lock wheel. Inside you can take your pick of whatever equipment remains. It is the stockpile the Wardens have kept for centuries for the defense of Denerim.
Did you know Duncan very well?
We went through our joining together, more years ago than I like to remember. He was exactly the same back then, tough as stone and just as grizzled. I think he understood sooner than the rest of us how ugly a choice it is to let the few be sacrificed to protect the many. Always left himself a soft spot for his recruits, though. Only way he ever let himself down.
I was hoping you'd learn a bit more about the Grey Wardens.
Well, I'd be happy to tell you what I know, but it seems to me that you've picked the important parts up yourself. Be firm in your beliefs, protect people from their own ignorance, and be as loyal as you can to your brothers, even knowing you'll share their deaths.
How many Wardens are there?
It's tough to say. Only the fortress in Weishaupt has every record. But there are certainly a few dozen or hundreds in every nation in Thedas. The Anderfells are home to over 1,000. It's almost like the Archdemon chose Ferelden deliberately, knowing how unguarded it is.
Have you ever been to the fortress in Weishaupt?
Once only, and I'd rather not go again. It's far, lad, and very foreign. The wardens there, they fight darkspawn like you and me, but they're shaped by the winters there in the forest. They're a cold group and don't care like they should about the rest of the world. Their king is weak, and many Anders look to the wardens to rule. I hate to say this, but some of them seem to want it that way.
How were the wardens founded?
It was near 1200 years ago, and no one knows for sure, except that it began with a group of Anders soldiers. Apparently, they defected from their king's army, vowing that fighting the Blight was more important, and traveled all the way to Tevinter themselves. They were the first ones to track down the archdemon Dumat, and the ones to slay him, though none survived the battle. But they had picked up followers by then, and it was they who formally founded the Order, and were recognized by Thedas.
Why has it been so long since the last Blight?
Archdemons don't awaken on their own, you know. It takes the Darkspawn, tunneling and tunneling, searching for centuries to find one. And with no one to lead them, it must be sheer chance, or maybe instinct, which leads them. What's surprising isn't that it takes so long between Blights. What's surprising is that they succeed at all. But I imagine the old gods call to them. And it's that voice in the darkness which drives them through so many generations.
I guess that's all for now.
The important thing to remember is, none of that matters. When you're facing Darkspawn, all you need to know is to stop them at all costs.
I haven't been here in a while. They've changed the dining room. Ask away.
Never mind. Apparently there's nothing really to talk to them about. And the only thing I have to do is... Maiden Florian. Jella? Hello.
Excuse me. The Lady Queen has summoned me to see to her unmentionables.
I haven't seen many elves around here.
The Chamberlain disapproves of us. If Lady Isolde hadn't brought me into this household from Redcliffe last year, I'd never have been given a place. I beg your pardon, sir, but I really can't be seen standing about. The housekeeper will have my head. Good day.
Okay, that was weird. Apparently that maid who was down on the floor wasn't the only person who was displaced at that moment. I'll talk to Erlina.
My lady, she will be forever grateful, Warden.
Alright.
Hello again, Warden. It is good that you came to speak with me. I will be blunt. I can see that your voice will be a strong one in days to come. It is to you that Eamon listens, and with good reason. My father must be stopped, but once that is done, Ferelden will need a ruler. I would welcome your support for my throne.
Why should I support you?
For years, I have ruled this kingdom as Kaelin's queen. As much as they loved Kaelin, all of the Banon knew this to be so. Kaelin was a good man, but what is needed now is not another good man, but a good ruler. I sent Alina here not solely because I thought I needed help, but because I saw an opportunity for us both. I need your support, Warden, and you will need mine.
Are you proposing an alliance?
That is exactly what I am proposing. When the time comes, you support my bid in the Landsmeet to remain on the throne. You will be seen as my father's enemy, yet you will be in support of his daughter. You will be seen as supporting the interests of Ferelden, as opposed to solely those of the Grey Wardens. In return, I add my voice to yours. Do you see? Together we can do what alone we cannot.
What happens to Loghain if you are queen?
He is my father, as well as a great general, who has served his nation well until now. If there is a way for him to live, I would prefer it.
Justice must be done, don't you think?
I will always be my father's daughter, but even I know he must pay for his crimes. It will not make me glad, even so. Does that affect your decision? Can we yet come to an arrangement?
I think I would need more than just your support.
Once I am queen, I will be in a position to grant you whatever you wish. And I shall. Alistair might promise you the same, I suppose. But I would ask which is better. The gratitude of a weak king, or of a strong queen. And even if it is not for you, think of what I could do for the Grey Wardens. Think of what I could do for your companions. I trust I have made my point.
What if you had a strong king beside you?
Tempting. I highly doubt, however, that any attempt to take a dwarf as my consort would be looked upon favorably. I can see the benefits of what you propose, perhaps, but... No. It is impossible.
You think you're a better candidate than Alistair?
Do you disagree? You are a fellow Grey Warden. What do you think of Alistair's potential to rule? Never mind his willingness.
Being a good ruler requires more than ambition.
Alistair seems like a kind, well-meaning man, and biddable enough. These are admirable qualities, if not kingly ones. He also seems to be a fine Grey Warden, which is exactly why he should remain one and serve the kingdom by defeating the Darkspawn.
Just how do you know so much about him?
Kaelin knew of Alistair. It was Arl Eamon that kept Alistair out of the courts, as Merrick had desired. Oh, there are some who would follow Alistair out of respect for his Therin blood. The others would see this as Eamon grabbing for power. Who else do you think Alistair would turn to for help? Eventually, the nobility would return to the old days of constant warring with each other. Alistair's weakness would destroy everything Merrick built.
What's your alternative?
I have ruled this nation on Kaelin's behalf for many years. I am a great queen, and as beloved by my people as I love them. Ferelden needs an effective ruler with experience to see it through the Blight and after. That is not Alistair. What say you then? Your support for mine in the Landsmeet?
Just occurred to me, I'm not entirely certain this sort of cinch, when exactly that was created in, of course, there's of history. Don't think it was early medieval, maybe been late medieval, or possibly even post, but why not simply marry Alistair, the best of both worlds?
Ignoring that the man looks so much like Kaelin, my recently dead husband, if you'll recall, my main fear is that he might govern like Kaelin as well. But it is true that Alistair has Therin blood. To some, this is more important even than practical considerations. A union might be considered a compromise, but is this something Alistair even desires?
I think I could convince him.
Let me say this. If Alistair is willing to stand back and allow me to continue governing the nation, then I would be willing to have him as my king. It is my understanding that governing does not appeal to him anyhow. If that is so, this is a compromise I can live with.
I will speak to him then.
Do so. I will be interested to hear what he has to say.
Alright. So I think I managed to successfully explore the suggestion of me, the Dwarven prince, marrying her, the human queen. Actually, she seemed interested and willing, but decided it was not possible. Alistair, buddy!
So I'm guessing someone told Honora I was planning to steal her throne. She has a nasty glare. Did anyone mention this wasn't my idea? I think she's a great queen. As far as I'm concerned, she's welcome to it.
I think you'd be a great king, Alistair.
Really? Whatever will give you that idea?
Like snappy with a crown now. You have a kind heart and a strong sense of justice.
Well, it's nice that you think so. What do you think I should do? Go ahead and be king, just to let it happen?
I think you should marry Honora.
Marry her? As in marriage, as in be her husband? You've spoken to her about this? You did, didn't you? Why would you do that? Did you take a blow to the head? That's crazy.
Yes, I've taken many blows to the head. I'm sure you've probably seen them. Cunning and smart move. I think you know that too. She can rule while you lead. It's perfect.
I suppose. I don't know how much of a leader I am, but at least I know she's a good ruler. Go ahead then. Tell her I'll do it if it comes to that. Now excuse me while I go have a small heart attack somewhere. No big deal, right?
Hey, Honora.
Well, have you spoken to my lucky betrothed yet? Or will we be reduced to passing notes?
That could be romantic. He's agreed to your terms.
He has? I wasn't expecting that, to tell you the truth. To marry Kaelin's brother. Well, I suppose stranger things have happened. If it will truly help matters... Is this it then? I agree to marry Alistair to retain my throne, and in exchange I give you my support. If not, then tell me now.
Marry Alistair, and you have my support.
Done. So, we have a deal, Warden. I trust you'll keep your end of the bargain. Now, I suppose, comes the task of dealing with my father. That will be no small feat, of course, but I am certain you already know this. I imagine you have much to do. Is there anything else you needed from me?
Do you need anything?
No. And while I know your concern is hardly disinterested, still, thank you.
All right. Talk to Alistair again, and then talk to Arl Eamon again.
I haven't been here in a while. They've changed the dining room. Ask away.
Oh, nothing more.
Warden, let me know if there's any assistance I can give you. We have much to do and little time.
I think I persuaded Alistair and Honora to marry.
My hearing must be going. I could swear you just said that Alistair and Honora agreed to marry.
You don't sound pleased.
Pleased would hardly describe it. Shocked. I'm shocked. If you had come in here and told me they'd both sprouted wings and flown to Devinter, I would be less stunned. This alliance can only help us. Well done, my friend.
I should get to work.
We need to do all that we can in the few days left to us before the lands meet.
All right. Let's see.
Indeed.
indeed.
Alright. Alright. Hey, Gorham.
Dwarven crafts. Fine dwarven craft. Direct from Orzammar.
Alright. Let's go in here.
There's nothing more to say. Pester someone else.
Can I speak with this?
Whoever you are, Wait. I know you. My son described you in great detail. He tells me that I owe you his life.
I would leave no man to suffer at Arl Howe's hands.
When I saw my poor boy's legs, I only wish Howe still lived that I might tear him apart myself. I would bring troops against his son. But Oswin tells me Thomas had no part in his father's depravity. Is there anything you would ask as a reward for saving Oswin?
All I want is for you to speak out against Loghain.
Thank you again. Know that I will stand behind you at the Landsmeet with all the support I can muster. In fact, I am taking my supper today with Ban Reginalda of the White River Banorn. I'll speak with her about this at once.
Thank you.
How's your brother?
I'd hoped to see him while I was in town, but he's made himself scarce. May I help you?
I was asked to give you this.
This is Ermenric's. Explain yourself. My brother would no more part with this ring than with his head.
You might ask Loghain.
Loghain? What does my brother have to do with him?
He's in the dungeon of the Earl of Denerim's estate.
A dungeon? What? No. I will go to him at once. Someone will answer for this. Take this with my thanks. It has been in my family since the War of Crowns, crafted for us by the Circle of Magi. An heirloom is a small thing compared to my brother's life.
Or maybe you should keep it, because I probably won't actually need it or use it.
Will you be attending the funeral?
No.
No.
There's nothing more to say. Pester someone else.
To no TV's house. Alright. Warehouse. Duncan's shield.
Of course.
Ooh.
As you say.
Alright, that's everything out of the...
Dwarven crafts. Fine dwarven crafts. Wrecked from Orthamar.
Magic exists to serve man
And after much sweat, blood and toil, her labors ended, and the world marveled at what she wrought.
They shall be named Maleficar, accursed ones. They shall find no rest in this world or beyond.
Okay. Alright.
This shield. It's Duncan's, isn't it? That's his crest.
I thought you might want it.
Thank you. Truly, I had no idea his shield wasn't with him. This is perfect. I don't know how else to express my gratitude. This means a great deal to me. I can't believe you remembered it at all.
Of course I remembered.
I'll treasure this. Thank you.
Alright. So, I actually think I'll call it there for this one. And thank you for watching. Do any relevant things to YouTube's buttons, and have a nice day.